He was so worn out from her words and actions that he was like, look, I might as well tell you because I'm just ready to die. That's how bad it got. And we'll talk about that later. Then he told her all his heart and said to her, no razor has ever come, etc., etc. Verse 18, now when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up once more, for he has told me all his heart. She quickly finished the cue. She did the game. She played the role. She played the hurt victim when he wouldn't tell her what he shouldn't have told her because that was between him and God. Remember, the Philistines are their enemies. And people aren't, I'm not saying we're enemies now, but you understand, when people are being led by Satan, the enemy is using them. You don't want to tell them your strength. He told her, she quickly lulled him to sleep in verse 19. On the knees, remember, she called for a man, cut his hair, and then I love that she began to torment him or afflict him. And his strength left him. The word afflict means to oppress, it means to violate, to weaken. Here, okay? Other things, to treat harshly, but those are the big ones to me. To oppress, to violate, to weaken. He was weakened. And this is one of the saddest stories to me, for me personally, because he got up, she said, Samson, the Philistines are upon you, and he didn't even know the Spirit of God was gone. He didn't even know the anointing was gone. Okay? He didn't know. And so he got up, like, just the anointing is here, and man, just wow, dude. So again, last week we said, let's get back again, that it's easy to see Delilah. Was it easy to see her? Yes. But because he didn't do what he should have, he quickly forgot who she was. Y'all not hearing me. He quickly forgot who she was. And it's not just she, it could be he or it or that, whatever. Remember, we said this, and this is our main point with this, that Delilah is anyone or anything. It's not just a woman. Delilah prophetically is anyone or anything that will what? Lead us away from God. It could be a job. It could be a city. It could be a church. It could be your family. But you cannot allow anyone, did you hear me? Or anything, even if they do it unintentionally like Eve. Like Sarah did in Genesis 16. Man, she loved him. She's a mighty woman of God. But in that situation, she led him away from God. And he followed. And it's not her fault. I'm not saying that. Her fault was her part. But then his part was his fault. You know, he can't blame Sarah. Just like Adam can't blame Eve. But again, Delilah is anyone or anything that will lead us away from God. Now, tonight's sermon is very simply, this is part 2 of it, come out from Delilah. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. We know this well. Keep your place in Judges. We'll come back to 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. Tonight's sermon last week was